Okay, hello.
What up, though? What up, though?
Welcome back to another episode
Of Blasian Soul Podcast.
Thank you, because you complete my sentence, because you complete me.
Blasian Soul Podcast coming to you every Wednesday. We are here to uplift the Black and Asian community, highlight role models, community leaders, and entrepreneurs, and just, get some free speech out there. We've been through a rough 2.5 years.
It's been too long.
Yeah, it has been long, without a doubt. But, we're here to have fun.
Yes.
Give flowers
Shed some
to
light.
Give flowers to those that deserve it.
Yeah.
And have a little fun.
Yes, definitely.
So what is going on?
Hey, let me
tell you. Okay.
I know what's going on. The snow is not going on. So if you guys have that, what's that called? The SAD syndrome.
You mean what you have?
I do have it, but I'm good. Because now that I know, and knowing is everything, right? Knowing is half the battle. Now that I know when it comes on, I know what to do and I know how to self-care. So that way it doesn't affect me as much. Because remember before, every winter I left you and I didn't realize, excuse me. We left each other. Every winter was crazy.
Every winter I be trying to get the hell away from her. Because she lose her mind because she didn't get enough sun or vitamin D. So I'd be like, shit.
But now we know, right? It's been a long, how many years, babe? It's going to be 14 years that we've been married.
17
together. We've known each other for 20 something years. Asia's 25, so 22 years or something. We've known each other. And so, and I did not even know that something like that existed. It's a seasonal depression disorder or something like that. But anyways.
Even though I have told her
on many
occasions.
Okay, so I finally looked it up.
Every November, we start going at it and shit. By January, I'm ready to get the hell out of here.
and by spring, March, we're back together.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I love you so much. And all this other nonsense.
By spring, we're back together. Man. So that's been the pattern. So if you are recognizing any sort of depression, any sort of just feeling, that's why, okay? Take some time to yourself, some self-help, anything, some sunshine. What did we have a client that's a therapist. He actually came on here and he gave some advice.
Or if there are gentlemen out there who have wives who suffer from this, we can all get together and have a guys trip for about 3 months. And just come back and everything will be righteous after
dang.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but it is really, you guys, self-care, health and fitness, which really brings us into introducing our next guest, who is a fitness influencer and who has over 156,000 Instagram follower. And so she's just a delight and she's just full of positive energy. So we're going to talk to her today, Miss Keisha Harrold of Kamp Keisha, her apparel, her fitness wear, her gym wear. And so she's going to walk us through what it's like to be an entrepreneur, what it's like to be a fitness influencer, and, what's the next step for her. So we are bringing on Keisha Harrold.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Welcome. That was a perfect segment into our fitness conversation.
Yeah, it was. It sure was. I like how you did that.
Yeah, it was not planned. We never planned anything, by the way, audience. Everything is just by the fly.
Letting it flow. Absolutely.
Yeah, we're just letting it flow, right?
So for all the people who don't know, why don't you tell them who you are and what your business is?
Yes.
My name is Keisha, and I am the owner of Kamp Keisha Fitness. Kamp Keisha Fitness is a fitness apparel online business. I also am a fitness motivator, motivation in all areas, but fitness mainly. We provide waist belts, I call it a body shaper. I don't call it a waist belt. We call it a body shaper. It is for men and women. That is amazing for back support and slimming that waist down. And we also have other fitness apparel as well, but I'm mainly known right now for my waist belts.
Nice. Nice. Now,
Yes.
have you partnered or worked with like, like the cosmetic surgeons, like when they're doing liposuction, they actually sell those belts to their clients. So that's a great partnership for you if that's your main focus.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I've had some girl because I think mine is a little different from what
Okay.
the girls wear. I think theirs is what they call a faja.
Okay.
So it's a little different, but I have had some women that bought my belt
Nice.
that was like their post when they were in their post-op phase, and they told me like, this is amazing, like it really sculpted me. Oh yeah, I've had at least.
You should network with some of these cosmetic surgeons.
You know what? And I've not only thought about that because of the fact that, like, I know I sell it for, I promote it for the waist, but I'm gonna be honest with you, that belt is so good for back support.
Wow.
I've had 90-year-olds
wow.
buy the belt because they put it on and they was like, oh my God, my back. So it's I really thought about partnering with chiropractors. Absolutely.
Oh yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's so amazing for back support. It really is.
I'll buy one for my dad and have him give a testimonial. He had back surgery before, so
he would love it. He would love it.
Amazing.
Yes.
So what got you into fitness, first of all?
Well, I am my brand. So basically, I myself, I was suffering a little bit. I just came out of a relationship, and I guess you can say I was going through a little depression, a dark period in my life. And I ended up going home to Florida. I'm originally from Florida, and I hadn't saw my family in a very long time. And I have an aunt that is very honest. She is very honest. She's brutally honest, but I love her for it.
We all have one of those.
Yeah. And she looked at me and just was like, what is wrong with you? Like, girl, I had gotten to the largest I've ever been in my life. I was 250. A matter of fact, it was around my grandmother's funeral. And I had gotten up to 215 pounds and the largest I had ever been. And when I came back home, like her words just really sat with me because she was like, something's not right. Something is not, this is not the Keisha I know. And so when I got home, it just really sat with me. And I actually had a trip to go on. And I was like, okay, if I don't lose 20 pounds for this trip, I'm not going. I lost the 20 pounds and I lost 30. I went on the trip and I thought that when I came back, I was going to get back to my old ways, my old habits. And needless to say, I came back home and I've been on the journey ever since. And it's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing because I always tell people, like, with my fitness journey, it's mixed with a lot of spirituality. So I tell people, I was in the gym one day. How I knew it wasn't my own might. I was in the gym one day, true story. And I was so exhausted. And I said, oh my gosh, do I have to do another one? And so I'm like, wait a minute, Keisha, who are you talking to? So I knew it was a higher, it was God pushing me. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't me. And so I went and I've been doing it ever since. And I love it. I love helping other people. And it just became a passion. I've been on my journey, like I said, 5 years, and I've stayed very consistent. Yes, I have my downfalls where I slip off the map, but I get back up. And I love that because I get to show my audience that, and I'm very transparent, that we all fall short, but it's not about how many times you fall down. It's about getting back up and getting to it. So,
Now, what is Kamp Keisha? Kind of explain that to
us. So like I said, Kamp Keisha, I was also doing training. So, and I was doing boot camp. So with that being, that's where the name Kamp Keisha came from. And so with doing that, I would do, boot camps over the summer where I would have a large group to go out. We'll go out to the park or, wherever the location may be. And, I'll train them and we'll do group boot camp trainings. So that's where my name came from originally. And I just liked the name, and I kept it on with my online business as well. At the moment, I'm not doing as much training as I used to do, but I also, that's where it came from, because I'm also a trainer.
Nice.
Yes.
You could do like virtual training. I'll be in your group.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. I know a lot of people love it hands-on. Huh?
Right. I said the craze is online now with like Peloton bikes and stuff like that.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's a good idea. Because it's so time consuming with the one-on-one. It's the time, and I don't really have it right now. And I get a lot of people that ask me everywhere I go. They're like, "Are you a trainer? Do you train?" And I can't take any new ones right now because it's, I'm so focused on building my brand. So it's like I want to stick to one thing at a time and not have my hands too full. Yeah. But that's a good idea though. Really.
Yeah. And so what would you tell someone who wants to get in shape, wants to do this, but like they're just not motivated to do it? Like, what can you tell them?
So honestly, and this is what I used to tell all my clients, like where the mind goes, the body will follow. If your mind is not ready, and this is just the truth, if your mind mentally, you're not ready for it, you're not going to stick to it. It has to get to a point where you're just tired of being tired, and you want, you are tired of letting yourself down. Honestly, that's what it's about. You don't want to let yourself down anymore. It's not about the looks. It's not about anything outside of yourself. And you just, when your mind is ready, you're going to follow. So my advice is just get there in your mind. Get there in the fact of loving yourself, because when you love yourself, that's all a part of it as well. That's a part of the journey. Loving yourself enough to say, hey, I'm worth making, because I know a lot of people, it's the time consuming. Well, I don't have the time. But when we love, we have to put self first. So when we love ourselves, that is a part of loving ourselves, because if we want to live, we want to be here, so, and we want to be here for those that we do love. So that means we have to be healthy, and especially with everything going on with the pandemic, and that's a part where no one's really speaking about as far as the health aspect of it. So it's really, that was a game changer for me as well. Actually, during that time, I went vegan. And, I saw a lot of positive changes within my body, within my mind, my mental state, how I think. All that was clearer, and it made a big difference. So I tell people, I don't think they should jump out the window with that, but that's definitely something to think about.
Sure. I don't eat beef or pork. So
absolutely, that's a great start.
Yeah, poultry and seafood.
Yes.
What do you say to someone who has the idea that they want to get in shape, so they purchase workout material?
You would call me out.
And
you would call me out.
Treadmills, and she's like, "Babe, let's work out." Now, I'm an old man now, so I'm not an athlete anymore. There was a time that I considered myself an athlete, so I would say, of course, we can work out every once a day. We can do this, but the treadmill has now become a place to hang clothes on. I try to, I buy vitamins, women's vitamins, and I have a refrigerator full of Ensures and things like that. And, but none of it seems to take hold. What would you suggest? And this is
not calling any names.
Yeah, this is a friend. I'm just talking I'm asking for a friend. But what would you suggest to kind of motivate that team of, go-getters to get in shape?
Well,
what had happened was
again that it all falls back with really like making up your mind. Like it's in the mind. Like I've been there, so this is why I can say that I've been there, where I bought all these things. I bought the waist belts and all these other things, but in my mind, mentally, I was not ready. I was not serious when I spoke. This is what I'm going to do. I wasn't serious about it. It sounded good, but I was not serious about it. But once I became serious about it, I got started, And once it's all of that's it. You just got to get started. That's the hardest part for a lot of people is starting. And I tell people, try to, there's a 21-day regimen that I always suggest, that if you can pick up a habit for 21 days, you're more than likely to stick to it. So I tell people, try to get on that 21 days, like force yourself 21 days. You know what I mean? Like, tell your mind, no, you're not going to defeat me. I own you. You don't own me. Because you have to talk to your mind like that, because your mind will say, oh, we don't have to go today. We can just, lounge on. Oh, our show is on, or make all these excuses. But at the end of the day, the want and the desire has to be greater and louder than the excuses. So that's my advice. I tell people, just try for 21 days. Self-discipline will take you places that motivation won't. So if you can discipline yourself for 21 days and really stick to it and tune out the excuses.
Okay, 21 days.
And this is a short month, so this will be a perfect month. This will
be a perfect month. Absolutely.
To start that regimen.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. If you do it with me.
I have said numerous times that I have no problem working out with you.
So it was the beginning of the pandemic. I entered this weight loss challenge.
Okay.
And it was winter, so I didn't want to go out the house. Well, I even bought $200 a month gym membership. I didn't even go there.
Hey, don't even get me started on that.
So instead, I bought a treadmill instead, and I used it the first day I opened it.
Oh, wow.
Before she bought it, I said, sweetheart, you don't need all of these apparatuses to work out. When we were young,
all these gadgets.
We used to work out, sit-ups, push-ups, jumping jacks every morning. If you can get into that habit, then buy all this stuff you want.
Right.
You have to get in that base habit. And she was like, no problem. I can do that. And she's not a morning person, first of all.
Yeah,
so when I'm up at
because we're up all night.
When I'm up at 5:30 and 6, saying, hey, you want to get up? And she like, oh, no, I didn't go to bed till late. I'm going to sleep in. And so February is a good month. If you are serious about that, then in turn, I will work out with you, no problem. She knows that I was an athlete when I was young because she kept missing my tournaments and my championship games when we first met. But once again, we won't go into that.
That's a perfect opportunity to tell you how I felt about that.
There you go. Yeah, but we'll leave that alone. We'll keep moving forward.
I was at church. Pastors take a long time. They don't end on time.
We losing the championship game by 11. It's 3 minutes left. She come knocking on the gym door, talking about let me in. Boy, let me tell you something. But anyway, so what would you say? What would you say about the diet portion of it? Because I don't eat beef, I don't eat pork, but I'm a late at night watching the game cookie guy or chip guy.
He's sweet.
At night. But I'm 185 pounds, so I'm 6'2", 185. So it doesn't show from a weight standpoint, but as far from a health standpoint, that's not good to eat that stuff before you go to bed.
Exactly. And probably energy wise too. You probably don't have the right, the energy that you would like.
Oh yeah, you complain about your energy like sometimes.
Well, I drink, this is what I call a healthy energy drink. It's from V8. It's 50% juice. It has no sugar. It has electrolytes and things of that nature. So it only has like 40 grams of caffeine. So it's like a can of pop. So yes, in the morning, I do have to crack one of those when I'm getting my sons together and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. So as far as the nutrition part, that is the most important part. Because you can't outbeat a diet. You cannot outbeat or outwork out a diet. I always tell people, like, first of all, not eating enough. And this is where a lot of people go wrong. They think, oh, well, because I'm not going to eat. No, not eating enough is just as bad as eating too much. Because what's happening is your body is storing on to the fat that it already has. You want to, I tell people, if you can, from the time you wake up every 2 hours, eating. not
Really?
large portions. Oh yeah, absolutely, because it's keeping your metabolism going. Now, not chips and
You're supposed
cookies.
to be tired.
Yeah.
Look, not
I only eat
not
Chips,
chips and
cookies,
cookies.
chocolates.
no. As far as a meal is concerned, I usually only eat a very small lunch and I eat dinner. Now for breakfast, I'll have an Ensure or something along those lines. But I don't eat a lot. I told myself I wanted to get down to eating one healthy meal a day, but you're saying that's not a good thing.
No, it's not, because like I said, it's really, you want to feed yourself. You want your metabolism to keep flowing at a normal pace. So eating every two, and that's one thing I tell people, you'll know when you're on the right path, when you're finding yourself and it looks like you're eating too much. That's what it really should look like. It should look like to somebody outside of you that you're eating too much. No, but you're supposed to be eating at least every 2 to 3 hours. Your breakfast should be the largest meal of your day, and then you should have a
It's
snack.
the opposite.
Yeah, the breakfast, because
Dinner's
that's
the
your
largest.
first. That's the first meal of your day. That's, you know what I mean. It's what's going to nourish your brain and your body to give you the fuel that you need. So that should be the largest. And then 2 hours later, you get you a snack. Then 2 hours later, it should be time for lunch. Then 2 hours later, another snack. And then another 2 hours dinner. That's how it should be. And your dinner should be your lightest meal. If you're going to have like breads or like have that further earlier in the day. And then let your meal, your dinner be like something, a little lighter. Maybe fish or, vegetables or something. Not too much carbs or sweets late at night. And maybe your last meal should be
late at night.
I am totally
should
the
be
opposite.
like 8, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
My dinner is usually huge, and everything else is relatively
lighter
small
in the morning.
And what time is your dinner?
10 o'clock.
8, 9 o'clock.
10.
Yeah. No, you want to do that big meal earlier in the day, and then your lighter meal at night, especially if you're eating that late.
Now, see, what do you say for? I really don't have an appetite in the morning. That's why I do an Ensure. I really don't have a big appetite. Will that grow once I get into that system of eating like that, or are people just disproposed to not eating at certain times?
There's some people that's not just disposed to not eating. Like there's some people that don't eat breakfast at all. They come in and they start their day at lunch. It just depends, because you got to understand everybody's schedule is not the same. So you may have somebody that wakes up at 6 in the morning and somebody else that maybe wake up at 1 p.m. Well, by 1 p.m. by 1 p.m. I know so well. 1 p.m. it's breakfast is done. So you can you can exclude that. So now and then even if you're going to sleep, it's like, say for instance for Laura, she gets up at 1 o'clock. But if she's not going to sleep until 3, 4 in the morning, then her meal can be a little bit later. It could be 10, 11 o'clock at night, but she still would want that to be the lighter meal.
Sure. Okay, we have to make some changes around here then.
Yeah, seriously. Yes. And then also fruits and vegetables is going to be your friend.
You don't do fruits a lot.
I do fruits. I don't do vegetables.
Really? You don't do vegetables at all?
Well, not. I won't say at all. With my meal, my vegetables is greens, black-eyed peas. It's never the raw vegetables, so to speak. If you put a vegetable tray in front of me, that vegetable tray will be there for the remainder of the day.
Right. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I usually don't do that. But fruits I do. Oranges I love. Apples are good.
Cashews.
Grapes. I do eat a lot of nuts like cashews and peanuts and things of that nature. So
now you can also get those veggies in smoothies.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
like
true.
mix it with your fruit. I know a lot of people that say they hate vegetables, but a smoothie when you're doing both, that would be great.
See this, and I call myself cheating with this because these V8 drinks have one combined serving of veggies and fruits.
He's like, this is
so if I knock out 3 of these in a day, hey, that's my vegetables right there, right?
He's like, these are so healthy.
I mean, do you want the truth or do you want me to make you feel good?
Let me think about that for a minute.
That's not good. Anything in those cans, No.
Really? It's V8 though.
I'd say this. If you're not V8, it's not the greatest.
Really?
No.
Wow.
No. If you're gonna do, I say this: if you're not gonna eat it outside of the V8, then stick with it. But that would not be my choice. I would not tell you to drink those. Absolutely not, because it has a lot of sugar. It has a lot of sodium. It's. Look, Sorry to bust your bubble today.
Yeah, you just, man, this is such a depressing time right now. I don't even know.
You got sad.
So what do you think about me drinking an Ensure twice a day? That's not good either.
It's not the greatest, but it's not as bad as V8s.
Wow.
It's not as bad as V8s. V8s are not. Like I said, because it has a lot of sodium and sugar in it as well. So it's not like having a plate of kale or spinach or broccoli. It's not like actually putting those nutrients in your body. Sorry.
Yeah, but those things that you just said have no taste whatsoever.
You know what? That's usually how life is, right? The things that we really want isn't always the best, and then the things that we don't want, that's what we need.
Sister, I thought that we were going to develop a good relationship and we were going to become friends and cool. And I don't think that's going to happen.
And I came on here and just bust all your little bubbles.
Well, babe,
I'm sorry.
He's so excited about it too. But babe, this is healthy. It's got fruits and vegetables.
I'm going to send you some information on this because it doesn't have sugar. But it does have, it's 50% juice, fruit juice. So that's where the
process, yeah. And process.
It is processed.
Yes, absolutely. Anything processed is just, it's not the greatest for us. I'm not going to be, do we all do it? Do we do it something? Yes. But I wouldn't get in the habit of saying, this is for my vegetables for the day. I wouldn't even like get in the habit of programming your mind to look at it in that way. Like if you enjoy having it and if you want one, during your day, that's good. But you don't want to use that as a replacement for the actual nutrients that you need in your body. That's what I would say. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna let y'all finish the podcast. I'm gonna step off because
don't cry.
Wow.
You're gonna step up.
All right.
You're gonna go cry.
All right.
That's all right. You know better, you do better. You got this. Y'all gonna help each other.
No doubt.
And you're gonna dust off that treadmill.
She says that now. Okay?
No, watch me. You'll be so proud of me.
I believe her.
I'm going to Facebook Live tomorrow morning when I get up, and after I get the kids set up, I'm gonna be like, "Come on, babe, let's hit this." And she's gonna be like, "Boy, if you don't leave me alone." So, all right.
You better not. No.
I feel that.
You'll be like, "Wake up, babe."
Why don't you tell her? Because maybe my thought process of the quick workout is different than what she needs to do. Mine was, back in high school, early college days, you do 20 sit-ups, 20 push-ups, 20 jumping jacks, get your heart rate going by running in the plates for a quick second, and you only took a half hour out and you're good. But that might not be right for her. What would you suggest starting out to keep her motivated to do these exercises?
So you're saying a quick workout, just something quick?
Yeah, something under 40 minutes,
For a new person.
So honestly, I would say, like, especially since she has a treadmill at home, interval would be an amazing start. And intervals burn a lot of calories. Where you have people that go and walk on a treadmill, just walk. When you're doing intervals, it's burning. And what that is, for example, you're on the treadmill and you'll start off with a slow paced walk.
Yep.
And then you'll go from 1 minute, you'll do 1 minute, a slow paced walk. And then let's say you start the treadmill off on 3.0. And you'll do that for 1 minute. And then for 30 seconds, you're going to go up to 5.0. Then you come down for 1 minute and you're going with slow pace. and then you're going back up 5. You can do this for, honestly, you can start off doing it for 11 minutes. That's how I started when I first started working out. Somebody told me this when I alone in the gym, and it's like, see, on the treadmill, let me show you something. And honestly, I saw way better results than I was it was just quicker results. So in 11 minutes, if you do that for 11 minutes,
11, I can spare 11 minutes.
I'm serious. Yeah.
She doesn't understand 11 minutes on the treadmill. She doesn't understand that. She think that sounds.
She can do 11.
That sounds very easy, but believe me, I've been on the treadmill, especially when you start doing the incline as well. That 11 minutes is some work on a treadmill, without a doubt.
Yeah, but I think she can do 11 minutes.
No doubt.
Right, Laura?
No doubt.
You have no confidence.
Yes,
in
I
me.
do. I told you. Whatever you do, I'm going to roll with you. So if you want to do this, I'm going to roll with you.
So you're going to do 11 minutes?
Oh, I coach basketball. I run with my
how many
team
years ago?
2 years ago, before the pandemic.
I know, but like.
Okay, so like I was saying,
you can stand there and cheer her on.
No, I would rather do it with I'm one that, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If you say you're gonna do it, I'm gonna roll with you and I'm gonna do that. So I would definitely be down with doing that. Now, I let her take the lead because I don't want to seem forceful in nature by saying, hey, come on, get up into the. So my thing is, I'll say something like, you ready to do some exercise? Yeah, let me check my emails. Then check my emails become, let me place this call. To place this call is,
let
you know
create
what?
This brand. Let me do this photo editing.
This graphic design thing. To that, to, you know what? Bird called me. We going to lunch and get some fun. I'll see you a little bit later. So that's the transition for that. So no.
Laura, are you really ready? It doesn't sound like Laura's really ready. Are you ready, Laura?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't convinced.
Hey, that was the.
Yes, I'm ready. I even have my outfits from a year ago. Still got my tags on it.
And we used to say this about basketball guys. The cat come in with all the hoop gear on and the Jordan jersey and all that. He'd be the worst baller in the lot because he worried about what he got on instead of putting in that work. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing that she says is, "Oh, I got the perfect outfit." You ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? You ain't ready? Nah. No.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, I'm ready to. I got the look. My look is ready.
Right. Yeah. She come in. She come in with the headband and the Jordans on and the gold chain.
I'll send you a picture.
Yeah.
Ready to get this 2020, 2022.
The cat that got the old gym shoes on and the mismatched socks and an old sweaty shirt. He the one that's gonna give you 30. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, forget about the outfit. You should be ready to jump up like, hey, I got one sock on, one sock off. Let's knock this out right quick.
Yes, I agree. I tell people all the time, I'm not one of those cute fitness girls. I'm not that. I get in there and I get down and dirty. I show it raw, like no chaser. Right. I'm not that girl. You're gonna see my ugly face. You're gonna see how much. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like it. Like, you don't like that's how you know it's something bigger than me, and it's just something that it's discipline. Because I don't like it. I go into with my trainer, and I'm frowning and I'm whining the whole time. And I've been on this journey 5 years, you guys. Wow. And it's the same, but I still go every day. You're gonna see me, unless I'm doing something different. But I mean, even today it's supposed to be a snowstorm, and guess where I'll be heading soon? To the gym. So you know what I mean? Yeah. And so you know what? Not only that, it's really therapy. You know what I'm saying? It's therapy. It's very therapeutic. It is. That is like my therapy. Like that makes me woosah. Yeah. So
it's a stress. It definitely is a stress reliever.
Absolutely.
Too, when you are exercising.
And I think it's a little different because I was never, unless it was for the basketball team or something like that, I was never one to work out. In college, my roommate was a football player. So he had to work out constantly. The only time I worked out is because I loved hoop. So I would go hoop for 7 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you were talking about, well, let's do some push-ups and sit-ups, I really didn't. I didn't feel that. But it's 100 degree. It's 100-degree day. You want to go outside and hoop? Oh yeah, we can hoop all day. You know what I'm saying?
And
So it's different.
yeah, but you know what? But to me, hooping is working out. That's still a form, and really a good form of working out, because you're
Sure.
up and down that court. You know what I mean? Your heart rate is going. That's a very good workout.
Right.
So don't downgrade that. That is actually a workout, and everybody's different. It doesn't matter how you're doing it, how you're getting it in. Just do it. Like if Laura, if you like dancing, that could be a form of working out. It's all different. It's
I
all
could learn
different
how to
forms.
dance.
Now, what dance are we talking about now?
No, the best
Let me
dance.
just be clear.
The best dance.
Because I will sit there and,
is
hey, listen.
No,
Hey.
the one thing I've heard gets the most workout is the pole dance.
Oh, I'm for that. Let's go with that. Let's roll with that.
Right? That's what I heard. I've never done it, but from what I hear, that's the best workout.
Mark me down for being your trainer and watching you do this pole workout or whatever we're talking about. I'm on board. Okay,
He's like, yes.
Yeah.
I even got something here.
Without a doubt, I'm on board. Let's get started. Matter of fact,
you buy one and put it in.
we gonna plan it out tonight, and I will go and get the pole tomorrow. Okay, so let's just.
There you go with the hey. That's a start.
I heard that, right? Have you heard that?
Yeah.
Like, it's the best workout because it's a full body workout.
Absolutely. That's so you got to make it fun. You got to do something that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
You know, like, but like for like I said, for me, it's more therapeutic as well. But like intense strength training, and I don't like it. I don't, y'all. But I have to do it, because not only that, I am my brand. So, if I'm walking around and I'm looking a certain way and I'm saying, hey, this really works, people are going to doubt what I'm saying. So I have to be my own, leading example.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
But continuing in our conversation, let's not forget this whole poll thing. We're going to table that for now, but let's not forget this. Let's not let that go by the wayside. But anyway, okay. So if someone, now you're a fitness influencer, do you actually do training still?
Not at the moment. Not at this moment. When I picked up Kamp Keisha, like it was during the pandemic, that's when I started Kamp Keisha online with my apparel and my belt. So once I started that, of course, the gyms were shut down for all that time. And then when I came back, I was so hands-on with my business, I just did not have the opportunity to pick back up on training. Before that, I did have clients and everything, but when I started Kamp Keisha, like I'm a one-woman show, so I just kind of had to let everything else go and actually, I take that back. I actually had another job while I was also doing Kamp Keisha, so I couldn't do all of it. So I had to let something go, and at the time, it was the training. So, but I am going to pick back up eventually. But once I'm secure with my team with Kamp Keisha, then I can kind of take my hands off of everything.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now your apparel. We know about and I forgot what you referred to it as, but the waist belt. Yeah, that one right there. What apparel do you have? Can you give us a quick breakdown of what do you have? And is it unisex for men and women?
Yes. Well, so the only thing I have for the men is the belt, the actual shaper. Everything else is for women. I have jumpsuits. I take that back. I'm sorry. I have hats. I have scullies. I do have scullies.
Wait a minute.
What?
You telling me you got belts and full suits and all of that for women? For men, you got a scully cap? I'm offended right now. All right. I'm offended. Okay.
It's coming. The men's is coming. We started with the women.
And you designed this yourself, right?
Yeah. I designed everything myself. Now I have the crop tops. I have leggings that's really fitting and nice. And I have exclusive sauna pants. So basically what my sauna pants are, on my journey, I found it very hard to lose weight at the bottom. I was, I would lose up top, but then it was the last part to go was my legs, and very bottom heavy, very shapely. So, I always wanted to lose more there, and I just found it hard. Well, during the pandemic, I had nothing but time on my hand, and I wanted to create some pants that would work for women that had that same issue, because I was that woman. I understood that. And so I ordered some pants, and I ordered samples, and it was just, I did use them, but it was like something, it's just, this isn't it. It was either to, smushing me everywhere and smushing my glutes. We don't want that smushed. Let's just be honest. We don't want to walk around with that looking real smushy.
Right.
I'm just like, but I did love the fact that they made me sweat so much, and it really worked. I was like, but this is not it. Number one, it just wasn't fashionable for me, and the fact that it was just had me looking like a pancake. So I'm like, this is not going to work. So I sat down and I thought about it, and I played with the idea, and I end up creating what I have now. So it's the neoprene, and like it's fashionable. It has like a little slit in the knee that gives you the fashion look. But what's really dope about these pants is that it helps you lose weight everywhere except the glutes. Because what I ended up doing was doing another material where the glutes would be, where you're sitting up and it's not bothering your glutes. It's taking away everything else. So all your water weight in your thighs and your legs and your hips, it's being compressed, and it's being, water weight is being lost through these pants. They're called sauna pants because they're going to make you sweat like you're in the sauna. Like, big time. Oh yes. And I have before and afters on my page where people can see it as well. Like, I use that in that something during the pandemic. My legs, I could not believe it. Like, they were the legs that I have always wanted. And I've been on this journey, and also too, I was vegan. I started being vegan as well. But the legs that I never thought I could get, I end up getting them.
Wow.
Yeah. I was walking every day outside, 10,000 steps. Every day.
Wow.
During the pandemic, I was going out and I was walking every day, and I had those pants, and they work. I was like, oh my God, they're gonna love this. Oh yeah.
Now you have to design.
Yeah.
I said now you have to design ones that for people who don't have it. Like, how do you get it? Like, if you don't have a butt.
What?
If you don't have a butt.
Oh, how to get it in the pants? That's a good question. That would be a good idea.
How do you make it pump more pump? No.
Well, these
pants
do it sits you up in the butt, but it doesn't pump you up, but it sits you up.
Should I leave the room?
No, you're my husband. I'm allowed to talk like that.
Yeah, I often sit up and think about the water in my thighs as well. So yeah, I'll feel you on that one.
The women out there, they know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. You put these pants on with cardio, or just walking, or just every day to day, and you wear these. They're serious. They're serious.
All right, so what about those young, dashing young men out there who are slim, so they're not dealing with the weight problem, but they want to get bigger in the upper arms and chest? Do you know what that, besides, because I heard if you do heavy lifting, which is bigger weights, you will get that. If you do smaller weights, it does more to tone you. Do you have any information for gentlemen who are trying to get a little bit bulkier up top?
Yeah, I mean, it is lifting. It's about how much you're lifting. And also protein. So, getting the right amount of protein, and also how much they're lifting. Those are the two elements that go hand in. Now, of course, I don't train a lot of men, but I do know, but those two elements is what's going to get a man to bulk up. It's all about that strength training and that weight lifting.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. To bulk. Is that what you're trying to do? And stop drinking.
By the summer, we're gonna both be like, what?
I do feel that I could bulk up. I'm slim. I've been slim I've been 6'2", 185 pounds for the last 25 years. Now, when I was younger, I was about 195, 200. I felt that was my best weight, 6'2", between 190 and 200. But I usually hover around 6'2", 185. But yeah, I mean, any man would like to get a little bit bigger. Just depending on.
That's our goal, right, babe? We're gonna be fitness models by the summer.
No, not at all. I'm not gonna be a model.
He said, "No way."
That's not my bag.
I'm gonna be a bodybuilder.
Maybe not. Okay, so Keisha, if someone wants to get your apparel, wants to reach out to you for advice about exercising or diets or things of that nature, what's the best way? I know we have this at the bottom of our screen scrolling, but it's always good to hear from the entrepreneur itself. What's the best ways to get in contact with you and get some of your gear?
Yes, they can go to my website, kampkeisha.com, or my email is kampkeisha@gmail.com. And I also have a lot of good information and educational ideas and topics and posts on my Instagram, which is Kamp Keisha Fitness. On Instagram, and also my regular page, which is Bless One Keish.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Now, for any of the young entrepreneurs out there who want to take that plunge and start their own business, but they're kind of on that fence, it's always a scary proposition to go out there and be in business for yourself. What advice would you have for someone?
Well, I would say this: definitely go for it. Do not allow anything to hold you back. Do not allow fear to hold you back. And don't be afraid of failing. I think a lot of time people, they don't start because they're afraid of failing. But I feel like the only failure is not starting. If there's something that you're passionate about and that you can't stop thinking about, that is God saying that is what you're supposed to be doing. There's nothing wrong with also having a 9-to-5, but also follow your passion and your dreams. But I think with myself, I would say educate yourself on the field, because a lot of times we feel like, because we know things, or, because we're good at it in just the everyday life, that we'll be great at it in business. No, you still have to have the education behind it. You kind of have to feed yourself knowledge all the time, because what we see and what we think is great may not be what the world and your consumers may look at as great. So you have to always, think about that part, and also, get the education, get the background. What is it that my consumers are looking for? What is it that, if I'm providing this, or what I'm providing, is it what they want? Is it, or how can I tweak it to what they want and need? Right. So I think for myself, that's where I kind of went wrong. I kind of got so excited. I jumped out the window and I went head first, and I didn't have a lot of the knowledge behind it, but it was a good learning curve. But I would just say that just make sure that with what you already know, you also get the education and knowledge behind it of what you need for your consumers and for your crowd. That would be my biggest advice. But like I said, I would say start. Don't be afraid of failing. Don't be afraid of, it not coming about the way you thought, or in the time that you thought, because that would make you quit. But just get started, do what you can do, and make yourself great in what you can do, and then eventually it'll all come together. But just start somewhere.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely
good words of advice. Keisha, we would like to thank you very much for coming on our show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, you are an inspiration and role model to young entrepreneurs out there, especially minority women starting businesses. So you're a shining example of how they can succeed in this. And we would love to have you on the show again in the near future.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yay! Can't wait to see what this year brings to you.
I believe it's going to bring a lot of great things. I'm excited.
Yes,
I'm
that's
excited.
awesome. Yay!
Thank you
All
so
right, you're
much.
welcome. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming
All
on.
right, sweetheart.
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Awesome.
All right,
Awesome.
so
Awesome.
you on it tomorrow.
Yeah,
We
we're
got
on it
insurance in there
tomorrow.
to get the protein in you in the morning. We got your women's vitamins already out in purchase.
Mhm.
So we got weights because I got weights already. We got the treadmill.
Here we go.
We got
We're doing this.
We got a spiral staircase
We're
so you can
doing
run up
this.
and down that.
Yeah.
We ready
Wait,
to let go?
I gotta run down the stairs.
That's to get your heart rate up.
No, I thought I'm just doing the treadmill.
You ready to go?
Okay. No running up and down the stairs. I'll follow my grandma now.
And then I have to go on Amazon and figure out where I'm gonna put this pole at. But guys, thank you very much for joining us again for another episode of Blasian Soul Podcast. Be sure to check out Kamp Keisha and see what she has to offer as far as apparel is concerned. We will be back next week, Wednesday, 7 o'clock, bringing you another young entrepreneur and kind of shedding some light on what we're doing and trying to bridge the gap between various communities and races. It is going to be very cold the next couple of days, so
stay warm.
Yeah, layer up. If you know somebody out there who might need assistance and you want to go over there and check on them, by all means do so because it's going to be very cold. And there's been a few different shootings just recently. A couple of cops were killed, which is very disheartening and sad. There were also some university officers that were killed by some maniac. So it is very scary out there. So help one another. Help who you can. Keep your loved ones close. But as I always say, watch your six because you never know who's going through something, who's losing it, whatever the case may be. But watch your six because it's dangerous as hell out there. On that note, we will see you guys next week.
Same time, same place.
Deuces. Everybody be good out there.
Okay, lock on.
Peace.